Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying out this Pacifica A.Light Clean Foundation. It's oil-free, anti-shine, and satin, and has a satin finish. And I'm going to be pairing it with their with the Pacifica Natural Minerals Liquid Full Coverage Lasting Concealer. So to really test these, I'm going to use products that I know and I trust, and I'm going to use my standard moisturizer, primer, and then which are these are my primers, and then I'm going to use my standard finishing powder. Now I can't find my moisturizer, so I'm going to use the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, and it's a 24-hour daily lightweight hydrating formula for healthy looking skin with glycoprotein. So this is what it looks like, and this is a sample that I got inside of a Birchbox. I have used this before, so I know what it feels like. So if anything goes wrong, I know it's not this. And then a little bit of this product goes a long way, so I just take a little bit out, put it between my fingers, and then just rub it on. Just want to make sure you cover your whole face with your moisturizer. And then while that's drying, I'm going to be using today the Game Over Pac-Man Wet n Wild eyeshadow, and then I'm going to be using their blush palette as well. And I'm also going to use the Pac-Man Clyde lip gloss. I don't normally do anything to my brows, but I'm just going to fill them in with my Bare Minerals Frame and Define Brow Styler, and it's a crayon, so it twists up and down. And I'm going to start out by just brushing them to the side. I'm just going to fill them in a little bit just to make them darker, and I'm going to use my handheld mirror with an LED light. And I just like to go in and try to make natural looking strokes throughout the brow. Just to darken them up a little bit. And then when that's done, I just brush them again, just to really even out the color, and so that you can't really see the strokes that I made. So it just makes them a little bit darker. It doesn't make them stand out entirely too much. I'm not really into the big thick brows, and I like the shape of my natural brows, so all I do is wax in between them and then just pluck underneath. I'm sorry, I don't wax in between them. I used to wax, and then it caused irritation on my forehead, so now I just use little razors. And I got these at Target, and this is what they look like. They're Ardell, and they're Brow Pro Precision Shapers. So this is what I use. I just shave in the middle and then pluck around. I used to wax using Sally Hansen, but it caused too much irritation, and I would always break out right here, so I switched to shaving them. So my moisturizer's dried, so I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. And just rub it in between my fingers, and then just wipe it on. And I did wash my face before I started this video, so my face is clean, I promise. Okay. And then before it dries, I always just like to spray with my Oil Control Primer Mist from e.l.f. as well. And then I just want that to dry a little bit. And then to apply this foundation, I'm just going to use a beauty blender, and this is just one I got from Target. It didn't have a brand name on it, so I'm not really sure what company it's from, but it is nice and squishy. I do want to wet it a little bit, so I'll be right back. So now that my primers have dried and my beauty blender is damp, I'm going to put some of this on my hand. And that's just how I like to apply my foundation. A lot of people say it's not necessary, but I just like to have it on my hand. And then this is in the shade 23 NM, and it's a neutral medium. So if you're a neutral medium, this is what it looks like, the 23 NM. And then I'm just going to blend it out. It doesn't really smell like anything, which isn't a bad thing. And this looks like it's a tiny bit too dark, but I'll see how it blends out. As always, you want to just bring it down onto your neck a little bit, and I go over towards my ears. And then I dab it over top of my eyes. My eyes do get really dark, so I like to have coverage on them. And then I'm just going to see what it looks like close up after I apply a little bit more in my problem areas. It actually doesn't look bad now that it's blended out a little bit. It doesn't look like it's really dark. I was worried when I got up here and it looked really dark compared to my scalp, but it looks pretty good. I'm just going to dab some down onto my neck. So make sure my tone is even. And then my mirror is kind of far away, so I'm going to be going back and forth with this LED mirror just to make sure everything looks good. Oh. Got chunky around the eye. Wipe some of that off. So looking at it up close, it does actually look good. So it does match, so that's good. Alright, so we're all blended out. So I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm just going to do it the same I always do. Just put some under my eye, a little bit around my nose, my chin, and then in the T-zone. So right here, and then I bring a little bit down my nose. Just going to do the same thing, just blend it out. And I just knocked everything over. This concealer covers really nicely. Like just one layer really covered up my scarring down here. It's not completely covered. I will have to go in with the second layer, but it's covering better than most concealers do in that area for me anyway. And it's blending out nicely. This concealer is blending out nicely with the foundation. It doesn't look patchy or anything. It actually looks really, really good. You can still see my dark spots under my eyes, so I'm just going to go in with a second layer of concealer under my eyes and then on my chin again, just because as I did say, it is a little bit, it is showing through a little bit, so I'm just going to put a little bit more on. And this is supposed to be full coverage, so one layer should have covered everything, but it didn't. Okay, so the second layer did do a great job of covering everything up. I do have some streaking around my eyes though. Let me just wipe that. I'm going with my finger. Okay, doesn't look bad. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is what my face looks like, kind of close up. I do have my camera set to manual zoom, so if I get closer it might not be focused, but it looks pretty even. My skin tone is even. It looks nice. It's not sticky. And then I'm going to set my face with this invisible setting powder from Luscious, True Luscious. And it's their camera powder. And then, as I said in my last video, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Powder blurring brush. And I believe the instructions said to put it on in circular motions. And then I'll look at my face close up to see if this even made a difference, because I usually use my big fluffy all over face brush to set my powder. Or, I'm sorry, to set my makeup with my powder. And then I probably use too much, but I just like to make it so that my face doesn't feel like there's any liquid on it. So I tend to go in with a lot. I mean, it is clear, so it's not like it's going to hurt to have extra on. So let me go in with my LED mirror again and see what we're looking like. So if I'm being honest, it doesn't look like it made any difference using this brush over another brush. My face kind of looks the same, but it does look good, in my opinion. So up next, I think I'm gonna do my eyes. I'm terrible at getting these things open. So I'm not gonna be overly ambitious here. I'm going to do it the same way I always do it. I'm going to go in with my crease with the most neutral shade. Ooh, that's a lot of fallout.
Okay.
And then on the lid, I'm going to go with this yellow on the lid, and I'm going to top it with the orange. I don't know if you guys can see all that fallout that's happening on the when I tap the brush off. I think these colors look nice together. And then let me just go in with another layer of the yellow, because it's not showing up too much on my eyelid. I'm not sure if it's my skin tone or if it's just the shade doesn't have a lot of pigment, but it is the biggest one in the palette. Okay, that looks better. I need to find my flat brush then. But like I said, I'm going to go in with the orange shimmer right here on the top. It's not bad. The orange doesn't look very shimmery to me. So, and I'm digging in there. There's a lot on my brush. I do need, yeah. I'm just going to use my concealer brush just to put some on the bottom lash line. It actually didn't work too bad for it being not an eyeliner brush. I'm kind of impressed. So, because that orange isn't shimmery, I don't want to go in with the white and cover it up too much. I'm going to try out my Ipsy Tetris eyeshadow, and it's in the shade It's My Game. Oh, I'm sorry, it's in the shade Teaspin. And this is what it looks like. And I have used this before, and it just kind of looks like, it just puts glitter over the top of it. So, I mean, that's what I'm going for. I just want to have a little bit of shine. So I'm just going to dab some on just to help it be a little bit more shimmery. So as I'm applying it, you can see it doesn't really have a pigment. It's more just like glitter. Let's look at it closer. Yeah. That's better. So I didn't want to apply a lot. I don't want it to be too much, but it does add some shimmer to it. And I got this in one of my mystery bags. I bought one for $12 and it was guaranteed to get one of these, so I went ahead and ordered it. I want to put some on my bottom lash line while I think about it. And then I'm also going to put it, no, I'm going to use the white, this guy, in my inner corner. So let me just grab it. I want to use that guy. No, this is too thick. I'll just use the concealer brush again because I just want to apply a little bit. Okay, that's really, really white. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of the orange on top of it just to bring it all together. I just wanted to have a little bit of extra brightness in the corners of my eyes. Now that white one does have pigment. I can tell you that. Okay, so my eyes are done. And then I'm going to use, like I said, the Pac-Man blush palette for my blush. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild times Pac-Man High Score blush palette. I have my blush brush here. I'm going to use, that's like a blush lighter. I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to use this one on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this one over top of it. It has a shimmer to it, so I'm going to use it as a highlighter. Yeah, I think those two shades go really, really well together. So I'm going to use that as the highlighter on my cheeks. And then for my nose and my forehead, I'm going to use my trusty Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. So I put that on just above my eyebrows, oops, right here. And I kind of bring it down to a C so it kind of runs in with this. And then I'm just going to dust on the tip of my nose. And from right here. And that's it for highlighter. Actually, no, I'm going to put a little bit, just rub a little bit on top of that just to give me my really good highlighter. And then what's left is just the lips. So I said I'm going to go in with this Clyde lip gloss. No lipstick today, just lip gloss. My lips for some reason are a little on the dry side right now. And this is really just a gloss, like I don't really see any pigment. Yeah, it's just like a glitter gloss. It's a cute shade though. It matches my lips, so it looks really natural. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to use my Dewy Setting Mist. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to take my hair out. Alright, my hair is not all the way dry yet, so it is going to puff out. I will upload a picture to my Instagram just to show what it looks like when it is fully dry. But this is today's look. I will post an end of day little video on my Instagram just to give you guys an update on how this makeup lasted throughout the day. I am going to wear it for a full day. I will upload a picture and a video just to update you guys. I'm not going to upload it to YouTube. It's just going to be short and sweet and to the point, let you know if this product works for my sensitive skin or if it doesn't work at all. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. I will list down below all the products that I used. I did purchase most of the stuff at Ulta, Target, and then of course I got the Pac-Man off of Wet Mod's website. I'm not sure if they still have the 20% off. They may or may not. As always, if you have any suggestions for me, please just drop a comment down below. And I really hope you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.